Yeah, hello everyone. It's Famula Pastor again. Today we'll be discussing about some of the common mistakes that applicants make during the application and how they can avoid those kinds of mistakes in the forthcoming application. Now, I have some of my colleagues who will share some tips with us, but first I want to mention some few things. Yeah, one of those things is don't wait until the last minute before you start putting your documents together. In fact, I would advise that don't even wait until the application is opened before you start putting your documents together. Look through the requirements, look through the checklist, the documents required to be submitted, and try to create a folder where you can put together all of those documents. And from there, you know which one you need to add to make a complete application. Another thing I would also like to point out is that sometimes applicants use expired documents. For instance, an expired passport. For instance, an expired English language test result. Even in some cases where you use in place of an English test, you can use a medium of instruction. Make sure it meets the time frame that is stated by the program, and most times it is usually 2 years. So it is always important to bear this in mind. If you are using an English language test result or a medium of instruction, make sure it is within 2 years of the date that the document was issued. Also, you should also avoid asking your colleagues or your fellow applicants or maybe senior colleagues all or every kind of questions. There are some questions that you should direct to the secretariat or to the program because they are in the best position to provide the responses to most of your questions. I don't mean that you need to bother them with all kinds of questions, but there are some questions that you might probably get the best response from them. For instance, you might maybe want to ask if a document will suffice, or you don't have this, can I use this? In that kind of situation, your colleagues might be able to give you a good response, maybe based on their experience or based on what they think. But the program would be in the best position to give you a satisfactory answer and a response that will be, consistent with the selection process and
Hello everyone, my name is feat.Victor, and I'm an Erasmus Mundus Scholar in the program International Masters of Science in Soils and Global Change, the Physical and Resources. So today I'm going to be talking about the common mistakes people make in Erasmus Mundus application. So I'm going to be speaking with respect to the statement of purpose, also known as the SOP. So first item on my list, I'm going to be talking about sending generic SOPs. For oftentimes people apply to more than one Erasmus Mundus applications, and what we normally see is that they use one statement of purpose to apply to as many as possible scholarship. But this is wrong. This is not the right way to go about it, because for instance, you have to talk about your academic and professional experiences as it relates to the program you're applying for. So to do this, you have to write about your experiences specifically for the program you're applying for. So you don't have to use one statement of purpose to apply to as many programs as possible, no matter how related they are. So you have to really tailor your SOP to the programs you're applying for specifically. And sometimes you see in Erasmus Mundus applications, they state specific things that they want to see in your SOP. So if you're using one generic SOP to apply to as many as possible, there is no way you can bring in all this information into the SOP. So while we would advise people to apply to as many as possible to have much higher chances of getting selected, we also would like to ask you to pay specific attention. If you know you are going to apply for as many as 5 Erasmus Mundus programs, you should be ready and prepared to write 5 separate SOPs for the programs. And then you have to really try as much as possible to highlight your experiences, to talk about it, and to make it very good. So the second point I'm going to mention is the agreement between your CV and then your SOP. most times you see people, when you look at their CV, you see another information. When you look at their SOP, you see another information. Someone can say, I have 3 years working experience in a program, and in their SOP, they are talking about 5 years working experience. This creates a kind of doubt in the mind of someone that is reviewing your SOP. So what you should have in mind is that the person that may be reviewing your application may want to compare what you have on your CV with what you have on your SOP. Maybe something actually intrigues him in your application, and maybe he goes back to check. You can't tell. So you have to be as honest as possible. For me, I would ask everyone to be honest when making your CV, when making your SOP application. Talk about the program specifically as it relates to you, as it actually happened. No need to try to maybe tell unnecessary stories. So when you're applying, I think this advice and so many more that my colleagues are going to share would really be helpful to you. Thank you, and success in your application.
Okay, so good day everyone, and I'm Azeez by name, and I'm a current scholar in the Erasmus Mundus Masters in Marine Environment and Resources. So today I will just be briefly talking about some of the common mistakes that are made by applicants during the application process. So the first thing is inadequate understanding of the program. So you have to have a good understanding about the program, the aims, the objectives of the program, the requirements, academic requirement, the skills requirement, and then the outcome of the program. So you have to know what the program entails, even up to the level of the classes, the modules you are going to take in the program. And another thing is eagerness of the applicant to submit application. So you have to take time to read through the program and submit a good application. You have to draft a good essay, a good CV to convince the committee that you are a good fit for the program. You have to pour out your mind, your interest, your motivation for applying for the program, how the program is going to help you. You have to detail everything. And then lastly is the late submission of application. And this is very essential in such that you have to submit your application. You have to submit your application on time, at least 2 weeks before the closing date, because there are some times that there may be a technical issue with the website, or there may be sometimes you need to check the application for submission of scholarship. So you need to submit on time, prepare application on time, and submit on time, and check the application website back if there is any adjustment or any information on the program.
Yeah, we've come to the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you've not subscribed to this YouTube channel, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like. See you in the next video. Bye.